Hey guys, this is Alec from Team APS with a Red Eyes deck profile. This is what I use in a theme duel. You probably already seen it. If you haven't, go check it out. This was built with a theme duel in mind. You're not gonna see really any meta calls or anything. Just for a good, fun, casual game. So let's just hop right in this. So first and foremost, I run 3 Black Flare Dragons. He's the Gemini retrain. He took kind of a backseat back in the day when he wasn't as important. But I do run Catalyst Field, which makes the Gemini effect more useful. And getting that 2400 off your opponent really shortens the game.
So some people run this card at 2. Why do you run 3?
I run 3 because...
hi viewers, I'm Paul, I'm just here.
He's here, yes, Paul is here. He's at 3 because he's just more useful now than his vanilla counterpart.
Right, yeah.
Because you always need to see Red Eyes in the first place. But it used to be you only really fuse with the vanilla. Now you can fuse with him as well.
And I guess he's more useful. He actually has an effect. The other one's just a normal.
He has an effect. He's not, so now, in this case, he's the better Red Eyes.
Alright, cool.
Now I have 2 Red Eyes B Dragons, the vanilla. He was at 3. That's when we only had
we didn't like that. That was.
But you can actually use him to go into the new Comet Dragon. So
he kind of went down to 2 because the new fusion can take this guy, right?
Yeah.
So the new fusion can take Black Flare, so he's not really as useful because before we only had that Archfiend and now.
You don't really need him that much. Of course, you need to have Red Eyes, so he's good to have. And I still go into Archfiend, so I need to have vanilla. All right, we got 2 Blackstone Legends. It's not 3. Oh my gosh. Fun fact, it's not that necessary anymore where you have to open this card. Fusion locks you out of summoning monsters anyway.
So what's he do?
Well, when you normal summon it, you can tribute it. Well, I guess when it's on the field at any point, you can tribute it and special summon a Red Eyes monster. That's Red Eyes monster. So you can get away with some things. So,
one thing I don't like about him too much is just that you can only use one of his effects per turn, each of them. So that's kind of why I think we went with 2. Just because having more than one is cloggy anyway. It can only use one of its effects per turn, only once that turn.
So you don't need to draw 2 of this. Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
So you can use this effect to get those Red Eyes, or even something like this, a new guy. We got our, what's his name? Meteor Dragon Red Eyes. Impact. Very, very weird name. I just call him Meteor Dragon. So his Gemini effect, he's a Gemini, is that he protects all of your other Red Eyes from being destroyed by battle or card effect. It's kind of a lukewarm effect. I wish there was some way you could Gemini summon on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, then he had that Azure Eyes type situation. I like that a little bit more, but
his stats are also weird, but you have to have him. So
he's weird, but he's for this guy, so I run him at 2. 1 Red MD. He used to be a nun, actually.
That's funny. We thought this card was kind of in that deck, but
he's really we weren't running some of the Red Eye support and for all kind of reasons, and we really warmed up to Red MD for all of his synergy with the deck. He lets you make certain plays, and he's like a contingency plan. So I like him. 1 because that's a lot, and I actually don't think I'd go that higher anyway. So 1 Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning. Yes, he can't be used with the fusion from the deck to make the Archfiend, but that effect though.
Yeah, it's actually a really big annoying oversight. I wish Konami would have let him be fusionable, but
yeah. But the way his Gemini summoned effect works is that he can destroy all monsters who have defense less than his attack. So he's at 25. So 24 and lower, all die.
Yeah.
Pretty cool little field clearing effect. What I like is that you can, if his attack were to go up for a certain card that'll be mentioned soon, he can then destroy even stronger monsters. So it doesn't say original attack, so I like that. He's a red eye, so all the normal synergy. I can get him a lot especially if he's useful. I'll definitely get him a lot. He can be sent to the grave easy. He doesn't clog me too bad. And one other vanilla guy. Why? Because
you just have to have it.
Oh yeah, you have to have one. So I run one. I really wish I could just run like maybe 2 of him, but we don't live in that world. So, triple black metal dragon. Paul could tell you, I actually wasn't that big of a fan of this card way back when.
Yeah, it's got some annoying parts, but like the floating and stuff is great.
It was slow. The float felt negligible. But now with the fact that you can drop a big fusion on the field. The fusion says you can't summon, but you can still equip. Speaking of which, he equips to any Red Eyes monster you have. So even like the Red Eyes Archfiend or any other little Geminis, you can equip to him. When he goes to grave, he searches any Red Eyes card to your hand, that spell or trap or monster.
Yeah, so the floating is really kind of what drew us to the card, I think, because at first I was just like, this card's like, I don't really get the point, it's slow. But because you can equip it from your hand means like it's actually really good. And when you equip it to him,
he also
like
equips from the
floating.
Field, so if you were to special summon him, he equips from the field.
Yeah, like if he's done this, then if this were to die, it gets a monster, and then like this gets a search, and that's actually really good. And he's 4100, so.
Yeah, he enables like your normal Red Eyes monsters to compete with Blue Eyes, because they're 24, he gives them 6. Yeah. It's a match made in heaven. You know, I just thought it was weird they didn't like also make this card's name like Connor's Metalmorph or something. Just because that was kind of how you made Metal Dragon, and he still remains useless to my deck. So, we're deep in the level 1s now. 2 Effect Veilers. Why? He's good. You saw in the theme duel if you've seen it.
He negates things.
If you haven't, go check it out. He negates. He's level 1. I like it. And he's a tuner, and you'll see how that helps me later. 1 Glow Up Bulb, also a 1, playable out of the grave. Tuner.
Yeah.
Enables combos.
There's some cool actual things you can do with him because he's a free tuner. Means that with your Red Eyes monsters, like if you summon him with 1-for-1 and you have a Red Eyes in the field, you can like sync, and then if you summon him back, like, you know, you can still make more things. That type of stuff is really cool.
Yeah. He's a cool one-of. He doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Kinkabyo target.
Speaking of which, Kinkabyo. Yeah. I have how many ones?
Like 5 or 6.
Yeah, we have...
Or more, actually. Maybe like 8 with the stones.
Yeah. We have more than enough 1 targets for this card. Just, he enables a few little plays that actually plus. So, I like him.
One of the big things, and the cool things he does is like, you know, so you can normal summon him and get this, and then use this thing's effect for free. And that's like the big reason to run him initially. But then we found out that like when you get back, say, Black Metal Dragon, you can equip it to a Red Eyes that's already in the field, and then it won't have to like worry about getting, you know, banished when Kinkabyo leaves the field.
Or even...
Yeah. You can also use it, it's a beast.
Contact Fuse.
A dragon you can make, what is it, him?
Yes.
Beast Eyes.
Beast Eyes, Pendulum Dragon.
So he's got
He'll get his effects. Beautiful. Kinkabyo is a great one-of. And did you notice all these dark targets? I think that's worth mentioning. Alright. Spells, Triple Insight, new card for the deck. It really changed everything, made everything a lot faster, a lot more consistent.
So that's like the only reason we've been doing these theme duels is because this card's out.
Yeah,
because before this card came out, I hated this deck.
Yeah, we couldn't really use it. But so how it works is you send a Red Eyes from the deck to grave. So beautiful. So it kind of foolishes out your Red Eyes, and then you can search any Red Eye spell or trap card you want.
Yeah, namely the next card.
Could it be one of your 3 fusions, which you already run 3 of, so you have a good chance of opening one already. But if you just consistently see these fusions,
it's interesting. Since this card came out, everything. I feel like this card's become more the centerpiece of this deck.
Oh yeah.
Previously, like I feel like this was like a tech card, but not like a tech.
At least that's
like,
how I played it.
You play like 1 or 2 copies, but now that like there's insight and this is so much easier to summon.
Yep.
It's like this. You'll see in the theme duels like this. Yeah. He did this like every turn. It's
surprisingly safe. I love it.
Yeah. Red Eyes Fusion's good.
I run triple Return the Dragon Lords, or Gospel as I call it. It's a dragon deck, and it has the graveyard protection.
Yeah, a cool fun fact is that this can actually get this, and
He's
that's
level
scary.
8.
He's 3,500. He can just come back for free.
He comes back, and he'll float
And he'll still
again.
float, yeah. Protect the dragons and things.
And of course, you don't have to run it at 3. I just really want to see it. I throw a lot of the dragons to the graveyard. I want it. 2 Allure of Darknesses. Remember when I said remember those dark targets?
Yeah, it's a dark deck.
This deck kind of needs draw power. I wish we had more, but I don't want 3 Allure. I can't afford to banish that many red eyes.
3 got breaky when we were testing it.
Yeah. So. Now, new card, Catalyst Field.
And the terraforming, because,
Yeah, why not? Double Catalyst Field, double terraforming. Why? I'm running a lot of Geminis now. And Catalyst Field lets me get those effects off much more reliably and quickly. Not to mention...
You go ahead. Sorry.
Not to mention, it allows you to summon a level 5 or higher Gemini monster with no tribute, so it kind of...
That helps so much.
Unbricks hands.
Because this deck really has, like, a bad problem with, like, opening with, like, what is it, Like, you have, like, this in your hand, and you have, like,
just get all your 7s and 6s.
Like, it's all these. Like, these will just be in your hand, and this helps because it means that you can, actually get them out and use their effect that same turn.
Let me run down over the effect is, I just said how you can summon a level 5 or higher Gemini. Also, it has another effect that during your main phase, you can Gemini summon a Gemini already on the field. Not to mention, its last effect is, once per turn, you can banish a Gemini monster who's been Gemini summoned on your side of the field, and pop a card on your opponent's field. What's cool is you actually get your monster you banished back on your opponent's end phase. So your monster's going to be safe. You're going to have him for your next turn. You can Gemini summon him again, get his effect. It's great.
Yeah.
It did do some things in our theme duel. And I imagine had we played more, you would have seen it put in even more work. Great card for the deck. 1-ofs in my spell lineup. 1-for-1 soul charge. They are
1-for-1's actually like a good for advancing the strategy, I think.
Oh yeah, with all the ones I play, speeds it up. Soul charge is just great in any deck that sends a lot of things to the grave. Traps, double Return of Red Eyes. Another card I felt was lukewarm originally, but now with all the
it's searchable. That's the big part.
It is searchable. I can keep a Red Eyes on the field, so its effect tends to be live, and if it goes to the graveyard, it still gets me a Red Eyes or a normal monster in general.
Some cool key things to keep in mind with this card actually is that it summons any normal monster from your grave. So you can even get like Summon Skull.
Yes.
And
the second effect though.
And the second effect is when it dies, it floats and you get to summon a Red Eyes monster from your graveyard. So while its first effect can't get Red MD, its second effect actually can if it's in your grave. So that's pretty neat.
Pretty
so
crazy.
Twin Twisters and stuff are less useful against this card.
So good. Searchable continuous trap once per turn on these effects. So if your opponent doesn't get rid of it, you just keep going. And then 2 Red Eyes Spirits. This card, I did not like this card.
I think previously in this deck, Silver's Cry was probably the better card, but
and I did run it.
As of Insight's release, I think that Spirit is probably just better. It's searchable, so that's great, and then it can get Red MD, which is
Red
really
MD.
useful. And
Red MD can get something else. It's beautiful.
And it's also chainable, so like if it gets MST, you'll just be able to
you can always get something.
So, cool.
So great, searchable. And your monster's not tied to like a Call of the Haunted, so love it.
Yeah, that helps.
Alright, that was the main deck. Time to move on to the extra. So you had to have seen this coming. 2 Meteor Black Comet Dragons. I had to look because that is a weird name. So how this card works is when it's summoned, you can send a Red Eyes monster from deck to grave and burn your opponent for half that monster's attack. You might think, oh, that's not so impressive, but I mean, he pulls a monster out your deck, and he kind of continues your strategy of just getting rid of your opponent's life points. That's how this deck plays.
And the cool part about him is that he floats. So in addition to having huge stats, like they're gonna have to kind of work to get over him, and then when they do, like he gets one back. So
he's kind of just great. Great. 2 Archfiend Black Skulls. So
Doesn't
he's just
show up
really
as much
yeah.
nowadays.
He's more of a niche choice because his whole strategy is that he can swing your opponent, can't activate any effects while he's attacking. So he can dispatch just about any monster he has a problem with. Back row is not too big of a deal when he's attacking. Sadly, no real defensive effects outside of that.
Yeah.
But he does on turns when he has done that damage calculation, he can send a Red Eyes from deck to grave and burn for that Red Eyes attack. So usually you just end up burning at 24.
I think you said that backwards. It sends one from grave to deck.
What did I say?
Deck to grave.
My bad.
It's cool. Whatever. It's a good card. Whatever.
Yeah, great. So, in a perfect world, you could actually end a lot of games with that effect. And one beast-sized Platinum Dragon, because we mentioned how Kinkabyo can make him. He's a 3,000 beater, and when he destroys a monster by battle, he burns for the beast
400
monster's
attack. Yeah. And then you're not even doing it for the
Negligible?
effect. It's just because it's like a 3k beater for free.
Yeah, it's a 3k beater. You never know. In a deck that burns, 400 might come in handy. Alright, I'm on the Synchros. First up, Formula Synchron. Because we play these ones, they are tuners. We can make Formula Synchron, and he enables bigger and better things.
You get your free draw, that's all I store for.
1 Black Rose Dragon. It's a 7. Oh yeah, that's right. I run 6s now. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, so that's why I forgot. But I do run 6s now. I have these level 1 tuners. Why not? Scarlight. Big guy at 8. Dark Dragon. Field wiping potential. And this deck really needs to be able to take things off the board. He's 3,000. Just solid pick. And Ajurai Silver Dragon, a card I really, really want to play. Why? It protects dragons.
So the way you have to go into this, just because like it's a bit unclear, is
true.
if you have Glow Up Bulb and say like another level 1 monster and a Red Eyes, you actually won't be able to make this, but you have to use Glow Up Bulb and like any other thing, like say Black Metal Dragon, and then make Formula Synchron, and then with Formula Synchron you can use it with a Red Eyes monster because it's a normal monster. And you can use the Gemini one as well, and you can make this.
You make him, and then until your opponent's end phase, until
the end of the next turn.
The end of the next turn, he protects all the dragons that are currently on the field at that moment.
Yeah.
And then on the standby phase, he can pick up a normal dragon, right?
Yep.
So just a really, really good synchro card for any dragon deck. I want to be able to make him. I really do.
He doesn't show how much, but when he does, he's cool.
Yeah, great card. Okay, so Xyz. I run 1 rank 6 Gauntlet Launcher because I can go 6. And he's just a solid card. He's not going to change the game, but
appear, so.
I can take a card off the board. That's great for this deck. 2 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragons. I could run 3, but I tend not to need 3. You can run 3 if you want. I wouldn't suggest only 1 though, because
yeah. He burns and he can get Red Eyes from the grave, and that's really useful because
and it's a quick effect.
Turn. Yeah,
so
that's what makes him so great.
That's what makes him great. My favorite thing to do with him, especially in a matchup, is actually to equip him with Black Metal Dragon. Pushes his attack up to just enough to get over most Blue Eyes cards. Then he can't be destroyed by card effects, and if they do, I get a float. I love it. Then,
the regular rank 7.
The 7 Brigade.
Yeah.
Because
you probably
why
only
not?
ever make him. So.
Yeah, Big Guy's the most useful out of the 3. I've had games where he's possible, but they're just the guys.
I think that wraps that up. So, that's the Red Eyes deck, yeah?
Yeah, that's the Red Eyes profile. If you haven't seen our theme duel, check it out, see it in action. And stay tuned for any other future theme duels that we do.
Yeah, we're gonna have Red Eyes versus Dark Magician, and Red Eyes versus Blue Eyes should already be up when this goes up. And you can tell us what you think of the build. You know, there's a lot of ways to run Red Eyes, so
yeah, there's no.
This is not like
the only limit is your
thing.
creativity. So if you like the profile, give us a like. If you didn't like the profile, give us a like and
if
leave
you
a
loved
comment.
it, subscribe.
Yeah, and if you hate it, subscribe, because then you can tell us about it.
And you can hate on every new video while you're subscribed.
So
I think that's it.
That's it. You guys have a good